Dreams, a collection of creative writing and artwork by grassroots open writers. Copyright is retained by the authors. Acknowledgements. Grassroots Open Writers would like to thank all the GROW members, the Isabel Blackman Foundation, the Hastings Lions Club, the Hastings Children's Library, the Roosevelt Court residents, Pat Weaver, HVA, and Josie Lawson. In loving memory of Kim Smith.
A tantalizing taste. Dazzling sunbeams carry dreams of summertime. Barbecues and garden fetes, homemade cake on paper plates, cricket teas and homemade scones, 99s in ice cream cones, ploughman's lunch and ice cold beer, fish and chips sat on the pier, picnics and towels on beaches, fresh strawberries and juicy peaches, vine tomatoes and fresh dressed salads, brass bands, radio and sunshine ballads. But the dream is shattered from illusion, as one is rudely awoken by a buzzing alarm, to yet another in-house day, where clouds are gathered and rain stops play. By Jan Hedger, with music played by Nigel Wilkins.
The Bag Lady. In my dream I saw her sitting huddled on the steps of the church. She was old, very old. I was drawn to the way she sat, crouched over as if she was looking intensely for something. Her toes peeped out at the top of her shoes. The shoes were black, like men's army shoes, solid but shiny. At her feet lay a blanket bag of many colours, with threads of wool that had become unwoven. The bag was open, and I could see clothes or bedding that spilled over the top. The skin on her hands was translucent, and I could see her blue veins sticking out. I heard her weeping, and I wanted to reach out and touch her. Her body heaved up and down, and a tear dropped onto her light-coloured raincoat, which was belted tightly around her small frame. I looked at the tiny wet patch where the tear had dropped, and wondered why she was crying. It had spread on the material like a splash of rain. Why was she there in my dream? I can see the side of her face, her pale yellow skin, her deep wrinkles that run down her cheek. Somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, or is she a spirit waiting to find something? She was so vivid, I had to give her a name. Souverbet.
Dreams. I sit on the beach, waves crashing against the shore, stones clinking together as the waves head away. It's so peaceful, my mind runs away. I'm in another world. The only sound I hear is the sea. The sun is beating down. It's very hot. The sky is bright blue and there's not a cloud in the sky. A huge turtle is right beside me. What's it doing? Oh, it's digging. How clever to be able to dig with those flippers. Clumps of sand are flying through the air, landing in a heap of sand. Once the turtle had dug its hole, I watch it lay little white eggs into the hole. This is amazing, what I'm seeing here all on my own. Loads of eggs are soon clumped together before being covered by sand, till they can be seen no more. The turtle then slides back into the sea, and she's gone. All I hear is the sea. All I see is the sand. A child appears with a bucket and is dropping stones into it. Where's the sand? It's all stony. I think I've been dreaming. Back to reality, I suppose. Oh well. By Debbie Feltz. Dreams. Dreams of all sorts of things. Horrifying dreams. Love dreams. Horrid dreams. Expressive dreams. Revealing our past experiences. Dreams of babies. Dreams of nature. Music. Disability. Mental illness. School friends. Our parents. Brothers. Sister. Aunts. Uncles. Horror dreams. Dreams of ambition. Work. Illness. Unhappy feelings. Revengeful dreams. Dreams of jealousy. Violence. Police. Crime. Behaviour. Children. Disease. Boyfriends. Parents. Animals. By Sue Horncastle.
"25 years younger than me, yet in her eyes I saw reflected my dreams. Quietly spoken and shy, Rosie was still the girl with the light in her eyes. Intoxicated like a drunkard, my heart was filled full of love. My eyes gazed upon desire. Never had my arms felt so empty, nor my life so alone. Sadly, I knew I could think only the words I longed to send forth from my lips. Opportunity may have chosen to tempt me, but circumstance and reality stood fast in my way. My love, however strong, was no match for such gargantuan and esteemed opponents, and thus my lips spoke only in jest to her. Not one word did I utter of a love stillborn in all but name. With the door closing behind me, A final glance and a childlike wave was all I could muster. Rosie smiled kindly back through the glass. She knew. She knew. What could have been? Oh, what could have been?
Dreams are just dreams. It is nice to have dreams. Sometimes they reflect daily worries. I prefer to live than die for my dreams. Dreams are just dreams. I have to get up in the morning and watch sunrise painting whole horizon with its pastel fingers dipped in pink, yellow, purple and blue. Hills are still asleep. I am awake now, and I don't want to die for my dreams. By Marie Newman.
Forest Dream by Pauline Faulkner. I enter the forest through a broken gate which has seen many years of generations. It is springtime and the bluebells are in full bloom. The scent of the perfume overwhelms me. The pathway meanders through the forest, passing by a small stream. I see something glistening. I have to pick it up. It is a key. Who did it belong to, and what door does it open? Further along the pathway I find a cup. Its pattern is faded. How many years has it laid here? A large tree has fallen, blocking the path. To continue, I have to climb over it. A large lake calls me to go in, but I cannot do it. I see an old wooden hut with a rickety door. I cannot enter as I find it a little scary. I reach the end of the forest. A fence divides the forest from the open field. I skirt the fence, but do not enter the field.
Dreams. My dreams whilst asleep never make sense. I much prefer visiting my mind's eye, knowing I can pull out if I am going on the dark side. My imagination is my best friend. It enables me to not only reach for the stars, but beyond the beyond. It takes me wherever I wish to wander, whether to the rational or not. It works for me. The Queen of Sheba showed me the riches of David in his dungeon. Cleopatra taught me the art of seduction, but I couldn't get the hang of it. Nefertiti had a master class in belly dancing, and I wobbled with the best of them. Boudicca lent me a charger to ride against the Romans. I have marched with ants. Not for me the ordinary swimming with sharks and dolphins. I dive the oceans with the blue whale. Sometimes I lark with the white horses, tipping surfers from their boards. I stoop with the eagles and journey with the geese. One of these days I might stay in the land of whimsy and end my days there. There is a pretty cottage waiting for me on some seashore, and there are fairies at the bottom of my garden. In my garage I have a dragon named Puss, who will take me moonbathing across the stars. My feet are mostly on the ground. Reality is where my body exists. Imagination is for amusement. By Maggie Palmer.
A dream is a message. A dream is a message that says it is not real, even though you want to believe. You postpone reality in order to remain in a state of strangeness. And yet, it just seems so real. I even continued with my dream when I was awake. Sadly, suddenly, I was shaken back. I thought, yes, I must prepare myself for the mundanity of the day. Robert Brandon. Last night I dreamt I ate a giant marshmallow. When I woke up, the pillow was gone. Robert Brandon.
Switch. Dreams are the substance of wonder. Sometimes you remember, but sometimes they are a disaster. You find yourself walking a tightrope, screaming sometimes with duress of danger. You think you are awake when you see a figure. Open and shut your eyes. Go several times over. Still the figure is there. But then you realize it was a dream, for the waking hour finds you switched the alarm off. By Josie Lawson. Phobia still lives. Eyes, the dream of fear. Legs moved, eyes open. Break away, wake the soul. The spider, black, didn't get his wish. The dream of emotion sank away. By Josie Lawson.
Drifting off into my world. I'm daydreaming again. Today I am George, feeling the salt-laden spray stinging my face as I pull on the oars in rhythm with the waves. I'm on my way to Kirin Island, my island. Julian, Dick and Anne have been kidnapped by the evil witch masquerading as Miss Jones, and are being held prisoners in the deep dark caves below Kirin Island. So it's Timmy, my big brown shaggy dog, and I to the rescue. We will be heroes, Tim and I. Janet Dern, where have you gone now? And what is 2 times 2 plus 8 minus 5? Sorry, Miss Jones, I was just... It's 7, miss, I cried, grinning broadly. Mustn't let her know that I'm on to her dastardly plan. Correct, but do try and stay with us, at least until the bell. Yes, miss, I shouted, knowing I would have the infamous "but" on my school report again. Her English is exceptional. Her maths, it's coming on. Her needlework's a disaster. In art, she tries very hard. But if only she would concentrate, she could achieve much more. But she is so very easily distracted by the stories in her head. Now 30 years and 9 have passed, and I'm trying to write a poem for a treasured anthology. But I am daydreaming again. Today I am Enid Blyton, and I'm by Jan Hedger.
O tall green tree. I looked out from my kitchen window at the tall green tree blowing in the breeze, with branches stretched out like welcome arms, protecting land and farms from harsh wind and rain, waiting for summer to return again. O tall green tree, what you mean to me. As youngsters we climbed your lofty branches, playing pirates, looking out to sea. When we fell in love, we carved our initials on you. This was sacred to you and me. O tall green tree, what do you mean to me? We had picnics under your leafy green boughs, protection from the sun, watching the sheep, listening to the lowing cows. O tall green tree, what do you mean to me? You are a landmark to lost travellers, a resting place to people who have reached their journey's end. It's a comfort to be in the shade with a close friend. O tall green tree, what you mean to me. By Frank Burnham.
Amnesia's Door. Pictures from the past I see, distant yet so close to me. A smile, a tear, an angry word should be forgotten but still heard. Shouts of fury, cries of pain, festering within my brain. Another time, a different place. Who are you? I know your face. My daydreams seem to be the key to set my painful memories free, throwing wide amnesia's door so they can't hurt me any more. All worries, doubts, and fears exposed, for what was locked is now just closed. And now my past is clearly viewed, faith in the future is renewed. By Ashley Jordan. A new dream. All my dreams seemed so sad, nothing there to make one glad. So I chose to dream anew, and guess what? I dreamed of you. You want the details? I'm not saying, but on my lips a smile still playing. By Ashley Jordan.
Angels. Blue skies, angels sing, my life's long wish, my perfect dream. Angels' wings fluttering light, keep me safe by day and night. Free flying, dipping, diving, keep me safe, love and yearning. A perfect dream, angels' love, keep me safe in heaven above. Sue Rebet.
Dreaming. Give me inspiration, the desire to dream in the safety of my home, waiting for the thaw from winter's cruelty, Rain can wash my memories, sun crack my lips into a smile. Hope that new life brings, let them dare to dream of pleasant echoes in the safety of caring arms. By Stephen Taylor.
Dreams. As a child I would dream of having a good job, a sports car and a good life. What a surprise it has been completely different. I still dream. They are so true to life. I wake with a sudden jolt as though I have had an out-of-body experience. When you talk during the previous day, or what you hear, you take it with you to sleep and wake the next to a mixed-up dream. By Jan Humphreys.
War dreams. When I was a little girl, I used to always dream about standing on a wall, a high wall it was, and there were all these planes flying over the sky. I could hear all these loud bangs going on, and it was dark. It was a lot of bombs going off, and I fell off the wall. It made me really frightened. I have the dream a lot. I see myself running away, but I can't remember falling off, and I wake up then and I remember it was only a dream. By Maria Gethin. Message from Mum. I remember another dream. When my mum passed away, I dreamt about my mum. She came to me and said my sister was going to have a big win at bingo. I'm still waiting for her to win in bingo, but nothing has happened yet. By Maria Gethin.
Dreams. A manifestation in the deep sleep of a wakeful and restless mind. Uncontrollable, averse the command phase of routine, everyday existence. Good or bad, they come unannounced. Sometimes they allow us to remember. Sometimes they are elusive to recall. But dreaming will always be there. By Jan Hedger. Love beyond riches. If wishes were dreams, and dreams were wishes, if only we could share, pulling a wishbone in two. If dreams became real, and wishes come true. If a coin in a well brought forth your kisses, I'd give away my fortune for a moment with you. By Jan Hedger. Music, 3 Coins in a Fountain. played by Nigel Wilkins.
Wonderful dream. I dreamt I was on the beach and was talking to my friend, and she said, "Shall we go for a swim?" And I said, "Why not?" So we both went swimming. The next thing I knew, I was floating in mid-air, and I saw myself drifting. I looked around for my friend, but she was gone, and I woke up. Marian Alain. Dreams. I would love to tell you about my dreams, which can be very strange. I once had a dream. I dreamt I was on a big ship. It was fantastic. There were over 4,000 passengers on board. We ate all day. There was quite a lot to do. Marian Alain.
Dream. The sunlight is shining through the leaves on the trees. Shade and dark canopy with light, making me feel happy and secure, in awe of nature's beauty. The path ahead is overflowing with flowers. I'd like to scoop them up and bathe in their smell. I kneel down to take a closer look and come across a large rusty key. I wonder what it belongs to. I slip it in my pocket and continue. The sun had warmed my back, and I continued up the pathway, wondering what treasures of beauty lay ahead. Nature is the best medicine ever. How refreshed I'm feeling. An old blue and white cup, cracked and chipped, lays discarded in the middle of a pile of weeds. Layers of sticky mud cling to it. I wonder why it's there in the middle of the wood. It's been there a long time, I think to myself. Perhaps someone had a nice family picnic, complete with a flask of tea, and the cup had been forgotten. I wonder what happy memories were associated with it. My mind was wandering. Ahead was a large fallen tree. I have to sit on it for a minute. Then I decide to lie on it. Eventually I slide off and continue on my way. A large pond off to my left, still and green, teeming with insects. Beautiful dragonflies play above the pond. There's a broken down shed, empty and neglected. Certainly wouldn't want to spend the night in there. Birds are singing, and I climb over a small old wooden fence with a large expanse of field. Meadow flowers are dotted everywhere. I'm off to investigate. By Rose Bilsby. Generations. I dreamed you into being when I laid eyes upon my own new baby daughter. I imagined the day when she would hold her own baby, just as I was holding her. And now that day has come. You are just as perfect as she was, unblemished, untouched by disappointment, sorrow, and failure. You exemplify being in the moment. When you are hungry, you share that experience with us, just as you feel it, as if it is the first time, the only time, you have ever been hungry. Once you have fed, you sleep, contented, with no fear that you will feel hungry again in a short while. We look at you and think about how your life will unfold and how your personality, mind and body will grow. We worry that we will fail you, that we will unwittingly harm you ourselves or fail to protect you from others. We watch over you, soaking in every moment, every fleeting expression on your face, every sound you make, imprinting you upon our memories, just as you are. We dress you in the clothes that seem so tiny in the shop, but now that you are here, we realize they are actually far too big. We hold you in our hands and hearts, and we still have room to spare. By Ashley Jordan.
Snapshot. I dreamt I heard you crying, whimpering, as if you were waiting for me. I dreamt you were soft, supple and pink, with tiny curls of dark hair that nestled at the nape of your neck. I dreamt of your tiny turned-up nose, and your deep blue eyes that followed my gaze when I looked down on you. I dreamt of your perfect fingers curling around my large hands. I dreamt of you lying in your crib, with the summer breeze wafting gently through the open window. I dreamt you were real, and not an image stored in a small space of my mind. Sue Ribet.
Dream. In my dream, I'm walking barefoot along a white sandy beach. The sun is hot, blowing down on me, while a light breeze plays gently through my hair. Waves lap frothy over my feet as I stroll idly, aware and awake to the sounds and smells of the seaside. Gulls screeching, children's laughter, squeals of delight as they run into the sea. The smell of fish and chips, hot dogs, ice cream and candy floss adrift on the air make me feel hungry. When I live my dream, I'd like you there with me as the sun rises and as it's high in the sky, and again at the day's end as the sun sets. Share these precious moments, loving and caring, for fond memories at the world's end. Sue Butchers.
Love of a mother. My dream. I must have passed away. I was in a nice place. My daughter was there and my mum and dad and grandmother. I remember moving around this beautiful place and there were beautiful lights, like Christmas lights everywhere. Whatever you wished for you could have. I wanted to see my son and daughter and grandchildren again. Someone said to me, "You can if you wish," and I did have my wish. They took me on a large ship through the clouds and my son could see me. I don't know how, but it was great. I could have a certain time. I showed him what I could do and I was happy. I could do tricks walking up the wall and ceiling and swimming like a fish. It was great seeing him. I miss him so much. It was hard to leave him. I didn't want to let go of my children. I wanted to protect them forever. Then all of a sudden the phone rang and woke me up. I didn't finish the dream. By Maria Gethin.
Dreams. Sometimes I imagine I'm a dream. It's a lovely feeling to think that you could be somebody's ultimate fantasy, or that your existence might make the world of difference to a person's day. I think if I was a dream, I'd be a romantic one. Two people running towards each other along a distant, otherwise deserted shoreline. Arms outstretched, my climax as a dream would be that perfect moment when two become one, and hugs and kisses are shared. I'd have to have a bit of moonlight in my dream, though. How can there be anything more romantic than the silhouette of two lovers cuddled up together on the shore, gazing out over the ocean where the moonlight has laid a silver path for them to explore into forever and beyond? No, it would be lovely to be a dream. The happiness I could bring to someone would really make me feel my life had been worthwhile. As fleeting as the silent drip of a drop of rain falling from a tiny leaf, the reverberation from my tiny moment of life could change the history of the world. I wish I was a dream, but more so, I wish I could share in someone else's. By Anthony May.
School Dreams. I was sitting in a lesson at school. The teacher was droning on about something or other. It was a lovely sunny day, and we had the windows open in the classroom. As I was sitting right next to the window, I spotted a little robin bird on the grass. I was transfixed by watching it, trying to pull a worm up out of the ground. The teacher's voice was in the background as I went into my own little world. I was watching this bird incessantly as it pulled and pulled at the worm. Eventually it came out, and I watched the robin pick it up in his beak and fly off. Just then I jumped as the teacher slammed her hands down on my desk and woke me with a start. She must have noticed me drifting off. Needless to say, I didn't have a clue what the lesson was about. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. It had been break time at school. I had bought myself some chewy worm sweets at the tuck shop. I walked into the history lesson and sat down at my desk. I found history very boring, and soon found myself in another world from everyone else. I popped in another chewy worm. I must have been chewing away, because the next thing I knew I had the teacher standing over me shouting my name. When I was fully with it, he told me to throw my gum in the bin straight away. And off I went in front of the whole class. Whoops, another embarrassing moment for me at school. By Debbie Phelps.
Come home. When you walked out the door for the very last time, without so much as a backward glance, or without a wave in the air, I knew it was the last time I saw you. Missing you is intolerable. I miss you when it snows, when we used to snuggle up together during the cold bitter evenings, listening to the wind rattling outside the house. I miss you when I walk down the street and gaze into a window. Your reflection is no longer there. I miss looking into your face and hearing your gentle voice. I miss your smile and your laugh. When I'm sad, I hear you all the time. Love songs that held emotions together, pulled us near, drew us together. I miss your dimples. I miss your smiling face. I miss your green eyes. I know I can't replace. I don't want to see the empty chair next to me in the evening as dusk falls. Come home, my loved one. I miss you so much. My life has been different with you away. Come home and lie in the crook of my arms. There's nothing like love but for us to build our dreams. Sue Rebet.
Pipe dreams. Pipe dreams spiral aromatically, intoxicating false hopes, but when brought into reality, they are tampered into mind-numbing predictability, foresight abandoned. By Jan Hedger, read by Nigel Wilkins.
Elixir. Anagram of dream. reliving the horror. My nightmare, elixir of death, by Jan Hedger.
I had a horrible dream last night. I had a horrible dream last night. I woke up suddenly with such a fright. I felt that at the time of waking my whole body was literally shaking. I had broken out into quite a sweat. I could feel that my back was getting wet. I was running away from a ravenous beast. He was hunting me down for a delightful feast. I could feel that my pulse was really racing. I remember running, it was me he was chasing. I was running so fast that it felt as though I was flying. Close behind me I could hear the beast crying. He had dark brown fur and blood-red eyes. He was coming to kill me like the devil in disguise. It was a horrible dream. When I woke I thought that it was real. I was still running from the beast. The adrenaline I could still feel. He was gaining on me now, but I was still running. The clever beast was really quite cunning. I could feel its foul breath on the back of my neck. I was convinced he was there, but I didn't dare check. I lay awake, with eyes closed. I was too scared to go to sleep. Every now and then I opened my eyes for a peep. I began to question, what does the dream mean? I can feel my heart racing, I can hear my scream. I'm running on borrowed time now, I fear. It is nearly my time, the end is near. Suddenly something moved, it re-aroused my fear. It was him, he was back, the beast was really here. He came towards me with gaping jaws open wide. I just froze up, there was nowhere to hide. Suddenly it occurred to me, and I felt so silly. It was only my faithful Labrador, Billy. He laid down beside me, my loyal saviour. With him beside me, I'm feeling much braver. I feel ready to go and face the beast again, but I can't seem to find. It was all just a dream, you see. The beast was just in my mind. By Elizabeth Jury.
You hold the key. There is no future in the past. Memories of the mind cannot be recreated, for nothing is the same twice. Look to dreams of the future, for that is where destiny lies, not in that which is left behind. Turn the key, lock the door, archive it. By Jan Hedger.
Name unknown. I saw her in my dream sometimes. I couldn't see her clearly. She was covered in a haze. She always looked blurred and distorted in my dream. I will try and describe her to you. She's tall, taller than me and slender. Her limbs are willowy when she moves, and she dances like an angel. Gracefully and elegantly she flies through the air. Sometimes I think I see wings like cobwebs splayed intricately from her back. She flutters lightly on her feet to the notes of the piano. Her face is still, but her eyes mesmerize me. It's the colour that attracts me. Her eyes are blazing like the sun. She has thin lips, which are deep, deep red as ruby. In fact, she's no more than a child reaching out, crying out for me to lift her into my arms. When she enters my dream, she playfully hides behind the tree, peeping her head out from behind the old trunk. She doesn't smile, but her eyes are smiling, smiling towards me. She holds her tiny hand out toward me, and when I reach out to take her hand in mine, she withdraws it and hides once again behind the tree. She disappears from my sight, where I long to be able to meet her. She's an image in my mind. She has no name, but I will wait for her to return. Sue Rivette.
Challenging dreams. Challenging dreams of adventure. Escape to the world of the rat race. Dreams calm, peaceful, and food plentiful. Choice, fair. Animals and man give help to each other. Look after the world we all live in. Happiness, not selfish. Goals to happy in non-materialistic world. Greed, accept everyone for who they are, not how they look, or dress, or drive, or live. By Nick Crump. Illumination. New light from early morning sun, awakening birds, bringing flowers and plants to life, warming the earth. Then, when the sun sets, the moon shines, bringing a new glow to life. By Kim Smith. Nature. When I think about nature, the 4 seasons always come to mind, starting with winter, cold days, dark nights. Then comes spring, the birth of new life, new blooms. Summer next, long warm days, long light nights. Autumn brings falling leaves, windy days, windy nights. Next, back to winter. By Kim Smith.
To learn more about grassroots open writers, please visit our website www.grow.btck.co.uk or phone or text 07932 231 491 to request a copy of our latest newsletter.